Pemirsa, berikut kita simak wawancara eksklusif bersama Deputy of the First CIS Department of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation, Sergei Eshov, dengan topik Eurasian Economic Union atau EAEU terkait dengan kerjasama Indonesia.
Bagaimana kabar Anda? Senang sekali kembali saya Rais Setiawati menemani Anda dalam program wawancara eksklusif. Kali ini kita akan mengangkat topik terkait dari Eurasian Economic Union. Nah, bagaimana terkait dengan tantangan dan peluang bagi Indonesia. Dan di sebelah saya juga sudah hadir narasumber kita. Jadi sudah hadir narasumber kita ada Mr. Fyodor Chernitsin yang sekaligus juga merupakan wakil dari Eurasian Economic Commission. Hello, Mr. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Salam Indonesia.
Baik, salam Indonesia. Jadi terkait mengenai tentang topik kita hari ini, apa sebenarnya tujuan utama dari pembentukan kerjasama organisasi Eurasian Economic Union ini?
The main goal of the establishment of the Eurasian Economic Union is to provide 4 classical economic freedoms. Free movement of labor force, free movement of capital, free movement of services, and free movement of goods. These 4 freedoms will allow us to contribute to developing all our national economies.
Dan sejauh ini bagaimana peran Rusia sebagai negara yang paling besar dalam membentuk organisasi ini?
You know, despite the Russian Federation is the largest member of the Eurasian Economic Union, I mean the largest by the size of its economy, it's equal to other 4 member states of the Union, to the Republic of Belarus, to the Republic of Kazakhstan, to the Republic of Armenia, and to the Kyrgyz Republic. Of course, Russia's role is fundamental. Without Russia, this union would not exist because Russia is forming and founding the biggest economy of the union. Russia, stayed in the foundation of the union together with Belarus and Kazakhstan when in 2010 we formed first the customs union for 3 states, then we passed to the single economic space, and then we established the Eurasian Economic Union, into which furtherly joined the Republic of Armenia and the Kyrgyz Republic. So the Russia's role in the Eurasian Economic is crucial, but equal to other, but according to the rights and obligations, Russia is equal to other member states of the Union.
Dan bagaimana hubungan pembentukan dari Eurasian ini sejalan dengan program ekonomi di jalur sutra ini?
Well, first of all, I have to notice that China is one of our main trade partners. We cannot think about developing our international ties without thinking of boosting cooperation with the People's Republic of China. And we are fully supportive of the Chinese initiatives of the economic belt of the Silk Road and of the Chinese initiative One Way, One Belt. We are now working together with our Chinese partners on draft agreement on comprehensive trade and economic partnership between the Eurasian Economic Union and China, and we believe that the interconnection between 2 projects, the interconnection of the Eurasian Economic Union and the Chinese project One Belt, One Way, will be the best way to address the present economic challenges that both our economies are facing. And we are now thinking about preparing some kind of roadmap which will include the list of joint projects between the member states of the Eurasian Economic Union and People's Republic of China, plus other foreign states involved into One Belt, One Way project, in order to boost our economical growth.
Dan selanjutnya, apa keuntungan dari organisasi ini jika berhubungan dengan Indonesia?
Well, many people still think that the establishment of the Eurasian Economic Union is a kind of Russian attempt to restore the old Soviet Union. Nothing can be more far from the truth than this. This is just not true. This is just does not correspond with the current reality. The Eurasian Economic Union is the totally new economical project aimed at promoting economical integrational ties all over the world, which will connect not only Russia with its neighbors, but will connect whole continents, and will lead us to the global Eurasian project. That's why we are interested in creating new partnership and cooperation ties with any foreign state which has interest to create to promote partnership ties with us. That's why we are now here in Indonesia by the invitation of Indonesian Foreign Ministry. We see the interest towards the Eurasian Economic Integrational Project over the world, and thanks God we see it also in Indonesia. We are happy to be here, and we are happy to suggest to you any format of cooperation which will suit to you the best. Our interest is to find new trade partners all over the world, to find new articles. We don't get to know each other very well. We are not very acquainted with each other. What we must do, what we definitely have to do, is to get to know each other better and to find out what articles, what goods can we export, can we import, and to find the best ways to booster our trade volume between the member states of the Eurasian Economic Union and Indonesia. This will contribute to economical and national development of all sides, and this will be beneficial and interesting for all.
Baik, dan komunitas utama apa yang paling diincar oleh Rusia di Indonesia dalam konteks untuk organisasi ini?
Well, you know, as far as I am aware, for the present day, we import from Indonesia mainly your agricultural production. It's coconut oil, palm oil, cacao, coffee, some other goods. But I'm sure that we need to diversify this nomenclature. I'm sure that Indonesia is capable of offer many other things to us. And I'm also sure that we are capable of offering you some kinds of new articles, because if we look at our mutual trade for today, it's very disbalanced, and we are not satisfied with this disbalance, because according to the statistics dated the year of 2016, the trade volume between the Eurasian Economic Union and Indonesia is about $2.9 billion. And if we see this $2.9 billion, you have $2.3 billion export to the Eurasian Economic Union, and you have just $0.6 billion import from the Eurasian Economic Union. Of course, the Eurasian Economic Union member states cannot be satisfied with the current situation. And what we suggest is to find out what kinds of articles may be useful for you and what kinds of new articles may be useful for us to first boost the trade volume and second to diversify it.
Demikianlah pemirsa Bali TV wawancara kita untuk kali ini bersama dari perwakilan Eurasian Economic Commission. Terima kasih sudah menyaksikan program kami. Akhir kata saya Rais Setiawati beserta kru kerabat kerja Bali TV mohon pamit undur diri. Salam Indonesia.